At just debut and AEW has been making headlines. What was your initial reaction when you heard the news?
Well, I just did a busted open thing, and my my initial reaction, I shouldn't have said it. I'm not. I didn't think he had the balls to do that. But I didn't mean like he didn't have the courage to do it. I just thought he was loyal. Like I thought I've said it on here. I thought that he would stay, and I be a WWE fixture. For life. His wife came through there. He's there. He's 25 years. She's 20 years, maybe there. So I didn't mean that he didn't have the courage to do it or anything like that. I just thought like that's a really ballsy move. It is.
Yeah.
I thought he would just settle in there, but then when you think about it as a wrestler, and I think about it to myself, like, well, when he started out, he pretty much went straight to WWF. It was called WWF then. He went to it there. They signed him, and then he floated around. He did some stuff with Christian. They were tag team, Sexton Hardcastle and whatever, something in violence. Sex and Violence might have been their tag team thing. But they did Canada, and they did like native reserves, like so in Canada that you got to fly. They call them the Death Tours for Tony Condado. He'd be like, Gangrel, you ass! I don't give a heck who you are. You're gonna get paid this much if you work for me. So they started out doing the Death Tours with Tony Condado. I finished up doing them. I did them after WWE. Such a wrong flip flop of things. You should do those first and then go after. But they did them. But you would have to drive on the lakes. Literally, it would be frozen. You're driving across frozen lakes to get to these native reserves to go wrestle, like in the middle of like nowhere.
That's crazy.
And then if you did them in the spring or the summer, you flew in on a plane that the pilot now had a little seat, and you were like one seat behind the pilot. Literally, your foot's up there with the pilot, and it's all supplies for the reservation, like all kinds of food and supplies. And it's like, I'm finding religion. I'm thinking, I hope I have a divine something with me, because he's like, and I go, why would I even get on these kind of planes? And then there's been times when I did it where they've hitting boulders and the ice is melting because they were like a little off on the timing of the temperatures. You're going, we're going to drown in the middle of a lake? Is this band going to sing in a lake? And I'm riding with this Canadian guy. He's like 6'8". I can't think of his name.
Oh, my God.
And he's just like going, it'll be all right. Yeah, this is a boulder there. Hey, like, you're like, bro, we okay? The ice is melting, but I think we'll be all right. Eh? And like, hey, get me the truck across this lake, man. I don't want to drown. I'd rather drop out of the sky than drown in a lake,
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. At least I'll go to sleep or pass out from the drop. But either way, they call them the Death Tours, and they started out doing those, and then a few independents here and there, and then he was signed, and then shortly after Christian. So he didn't have the experience of like where I've experienced the NWA, WCW, NWA, TNA, Impact, whatever. Worked for pretty much every company: Calgary Stampede, Memphis, Puerto Rico, as an independent, different things, without contracts and doing other things. So he used in his term when he was saying, I think he did a press conference or a junket conference with Tony Khan or whatever his name, Tony Khan, and said, I felt free for the first time. So, and then Bully Ray asked me, well, can you explain what he felt free? Because, WWE, they might say you got creative control, your stuff, especially in later years, as move things forward, but you really don't. So for an example, free was, he wanted to bring me in either SummerSlam or even in WrestleMania to be a part of the entrance and, give me a little rub, give me something back, in a kind way, but make the whole Brood thing more like nostalgic with that, where they're like, no, no. So they'll tell you could do something, but it's within their limits of what they think. So you're always got technically some kind of leash on you there, no matter what you're answering to networks, Vince, or who Vince thinks he's going to be answering to as they're trying to sell the company or whatever, So it's probably an exciting time to him because maybe they're telling him, you're older. Because what it really looks like, and I said this on Busted Open, is, for example, they're like, yeah, sure, you can have Adam. We're on no problem with that. We're paying him a whole lot of money. We'd rather give it to a Jade Cargill and develop a younger talent, bring him up that's going to be here for the next 20 years or 15 years or the next 25-year run like he had, like when he came in. So it feels like WWE in a business sense is like, yeah, we'll let these guys go. I'm happy for them. They can go grab that big cash and go experience that. But we'll grab these younger talents with that freed up money to develop for our future, which is a very smart move, much like any sport or baseball or anything like that. But at the same time, with that being said, Adam probably, I don't know. I haven't talked to him about any of this. This is all speculation on how I think he might feel. It'd be like they're telling you, oh, you can't do it. You're a little older. You need only wrestle a match here and there. Maybe he thinks he's got a lot of matches left in him. Maybe he wants to finish off with Christian, do an angle, and end up tagging them at the end. They're like been best friends since they were kids. They grew up together. He got him in WWE in a sense,
That's a question.
So, I'm sorry. So maybe they grew up together, and he just wants to be with his buddies and do matches he didn't get to do. He's friends with FTR. He's friends with a lot of people there. He said himself, or I think he might have said himself, he's never been in a ring with Sting. I got thrown out of the ring. I was a fake Sting in WCW. People might not know. I dressed up, a dude named Horseshoe that went on to be Horseshoe. Luther, he went on to be Horseshoe in WWE. Mark Starr, Jerry Lynn. We were all fake Stings. We'd have put the Sting coat on, the Sting mask with wigs, and come from the rafters every week to get beat up by the NWO and traveled. It was flown into every TV and we traveled again. Yeah, I get to do all these kind of stuff. So he just knows the WWE system. What WWE tells him, what this and this and that. So maybe he just wants to experiment that. He's probably got money saved up and they're probably giving him buku bucks. So what does he got to lose? Because, you would think WWE is always going to be there. They're bought by TKO and they exist. You'd think maybe that's a safe bet to stay there. Like I was thinking, he finish out there, be a liaison or whatever. But in his mind, he's probably like, I got money saved. I just really love wrestling and I want to go experience this. And, maybe that's what it is. I heard something that his daughter said, hey, Daddy, go be with Uncle Jay. So maybe his family influenced it too. Maybe he loves his kids. So all that being said, I'm happy for him and I hope it's everything he wants it to be and then some, because he's a great dude and he deserves it. And he's an amazing guy. His wife's amazing. He's got amazing family and he can go deal with Jay, maybe make Jay a lot nicer to other people. Christian's a good dude. I just say that. It's just a running thing. If you don't know him, if you don't know his personality, you'll think he's a butthead, but it's just his personality. He's a really good dude. Oh, Raymond got me coffee, man. Right, we're wrapping up too. Thank you. He didn't trust me I could motor on without it, but I'm on some new BCAAs with caffeine in it, so and I only drank half that, and it's got me jacked to the gills. But I also got a little fueled off the whole school thing. It's really bothered me, So, all right, back on. Is there any more questions, or did I cover them all with the one big swooping thing?
Yeah, for the most part.